kick from Shrek over to Becky Contreras.
A nearby competitor in Jacksonville State returns to the A-Sun Conference. Is a new rivalry born between the Gamecocks and the Owls? Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt Rad. Welcome you to the only place the bank is open on Sundays, Fifth Third Bank Stadium, home of the Kennesaw State women's soccer team. I'm joined.
Had one of the most spectacular firework-worthy goal we've seen in a while from about outside the box. They need to get Ebony Clark involved in this game. She's getting the start today.
The Gamecocks have struggled recently, Jordan. How can they right the ship?
You know, what they have to do is don't allow an unchecked central runner for Kennesaw State. So many times we saw Kendall Hicks out today, so that's going to be a little, that's going to help Jacksonville State out a little bit. Just do not allow anyone, any of the midfielders, any of the attackers to run through the middle unchecked. You have to put a body on them. You have to make sure that they do not get off sides and get past you.
Kickoff between the Kennesaw State Owls and the Jacksonville State Gamecocks coming up imminently. It appears it will be the Owls that will kick us off, playing from left to right today. Jenna Volrath will get us started. She had a big impact return coming back into the side, didn't she, Jordan?
Yeah, she absolutely did. She had a beautiful run and a beautiful assist to get the second goal on the board for Kennesaw State, or the third, I believe.
Good pass on from Gianni. The shot on goal. It was a good chance early on for Caden Price as she's seen through by Gianni, but Morgan Lurch does well to save.
And that was just effortless for Kennesaw State. They were just able to matriculate the ball down that field, and they had, a terrific opportunity. Yeah, you weren't able to capitalize, but, man, Jacksonville State, they got to button that up already.
Borgeld battles with Bagazzi in the middle of the pitch. Here's Caden Price on the right side. Down to Simmons. It's a midfield battle in the early going here. Gianni finds the ball with some space. And there's that woman, Ebony Clark. Missed a few games, and what a return she made to the lineup.
And boy, she had the best first career goal you could possibly ask for. Just pretty much off the dribble. It was from a pass from Kendall Hicks, but man, she was able to turn on that one and just put a left foot goal right at the top shelf. Nothing the keeper could have done about it. And that's one we will be talking about for, I think, weeks to come at least.
Remarkable, too, Jordan, how simple she made that second goal look as well.
Yeah, she was able just to get out into the open field. Again, Volrath put her in a great position. It was just a one-on-one. She was able to beat the keeper, had a nice deke, got that keeper on the ground, just moved past her, and it was easy pickings for her.
Diagonal ball was played to Iana Manoy. Does not find her. Throw in for Kennesaw State. Shrek on the left side. Manoy clears. And does well to find Dean. Could be a break here for Jacksonville State. It's Prescott Beckles. Plays the ball forward, but it's cut out by Miller. Ball is played safely back into the midfield toward Isabel Spray. And she'll play on to Brianna Eads.
And what I'm looking here for Jacksonville State, establish an identity. And that's a great chance right there. Just offside, I believe.
It was a great ball played in by Isabel Spray and found Safana Dean in plenty of space, but linesman puts the flag up for offside.
Yeah, Jacksonville State, they're going to have to attack. They're going to have to test this back line a lot more than UNA did. Honestly, the back line didn't really have to do a whole lot, and when they did, they had a bunch of energy because, again, they weren't tested very much. So can the Gamecocks change that narrative here today? We'll see.
Here's Tiana Rivera. Can she do what she does best? An explosion of burst of a pace. Still has the ball on the left side. Great dribble on the inside. Cross comes in. It's headed on by Volrath, but wide.
You cannot ask for anything more than what Rivera did right there. Beat her defender to the edge, came back, dribbled back, got a beautiful cross, and just that's a good chance. Unable to capitalize, but a great job by Rivera.
And Jordan Volrath, still a returner, coming back, only playing the last 2 games on the season so far, but already looked at as a focal point in this offense.
Yeah, we were looking at pretty much the entire season, her and Contreras, trying to get them both back, and Volrath now back pretty much full-fledged now. It's a veteran presence to have. She played, I believe, 10 games last spring.
Long shot on from Tiana Rivera.
Wow.
And it rumbles the crossbar. Everybody taking inspiration from the Canadian Ebony Clark. An absolute shot from Tiana Rivera. And it could be 2-0 Owls here.
There she is again, Rivera. Pushing the pace of this game. That's something that she talked about with us just the other day.
Miller and Pixton working on that one to clear the ball. Pixton playing sweeper-keeper as she often does. It'll be a throw-in for Jacksonville State. Ayanna Manoy having to go on a little search for the ball. Looks like she might be going for the long throw-in. She does. Cameron Simmons using her strength brilliantly as she often does, Jordan.
Yeah, she's one of the biggest players on the field at pretty much all times, and she uses it to her advantage. And sometimes maybe that puts her in a bad position. Oh, wow.
Poor pass back. It'll create a corner out of nothing for Kennesaw State. And this is a golden chance for Jordan to see Catherine Schreck put in a curling ball here. Yeah,
we're both pretty big fans here of Catherine Schreck, but we're going to see if this corner is a little bit better than it was last game. She had a couple of good ones, but she usually doesn't miss too often. Kennesaw State, let's see if they can take advantage here on these set pieces. Usually something that doesn't go their way on the other side.
Schreck will look for that height, for that whip on the ball. One hand up in the air. Ball comes in. Headed on by Miller. It's not too far wide. We've seen Miller in that position plenty of times this season. 2 goals to show for it so far.
Yeah, she's the one that runs every single time on these set pieces. She's the one that you want to give those opportunities to. Hey, it just didn't work out that time, but, I mean, that's not very far off. Next time, that's going to go in, I promise.
Aaron Miller scoring a goal in the 3-1 win against Wofford. Not a slouch in defense either, coming off a clean sheet against the North Alabama Lions. Ball over the top. Miller can't deal with it. But Catherine Schreck does. Finds Tiana Rivera up the left side. Gianni's in plenty of space. Turned by Rivera. Finds Borgelt.
I was surprised not to see the flag come up on that last play.
Without that final touch, we'll never know whether she would have been adjudicated to be offsides. Here's Clark. Trying to show off that finesse, but now here's Bagazzi for the Gamecocks. Hard sliding tackle for Clark, and she shrugs as she wonders why that's called a foul.
Yeah, I actually disagree with that one. I think that one was all ball, but just the momentum of the Jacksonville State player kind of carried her into Clark. There's not a whole lot she could have done right there.
We've talked about Haley Decker in this side, Jordan, how she's been a workhorse for Benji Walton. Here's Brianna Eads, the same for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, with the free kick, and it could have created something.
A great read that time by Pixton. Time to push up in the box and go attack the ball. That was a great job.
Simmons with a good pass up, but Kane Price was unable to get a touch on it. It will be a Kennesaw State throw taken here by Simmons.
And that was just a little small protest there by Eads to throw it back the other way, even though she probably knew that it was going to be Kennesaw State ball.
Captain Schreck unable to be found on the left side. Manoy finds Prescott Beckles, is cut out in the end by Haley Decker. Ball is cleared and finds the path of Tiana Rivera. Rivera does as she often does, tries to beat her woman. But Brooklyn still does well and shepherds the ball out for a goal kick.
And another one of my keys to the game for Jacksonville State was cut off the angles. And right now, Kennesaw State, outside of that play alone, I think Kennesaw State has actually created the angles and been able to take advantage of that so far early on. But again, just about not even 10 minutes through this game so far. We'll see if that can change.
Poor goal kick. It could create a clear-cut chance there. Referee doesn't adjudicate that as a foul. Here's Caden Price. She had that chance in the early minute, creates one of her own. Ebony Clark in the box. Ebony Clark with a shot, deflected, still in the box. Volrath shot, no chance.
And there's Clark. Newfound confidence. You finally got your first goals on the board, a 2-goal game against UNA, and all of a sudden, you might be seeing a player that's going to grow twice as much as she would have if she had not had that game. This is going to be a player to watch.
Did not score a goal in her time as a freshman at Washington State. 2 goals for Kennesaw State early on in the season. Rivera crosses in, cut out by Still. Schreck does well to use her body and keep possession in for the Owls.
Right now, every advantage is going to Kennesaw State right now. Every aspect of the game they've been able to control. It's been all pacing for the Owls.
Ball being recycled into defense. Cameron Simmons will carry up. Volrath finds Simmons back. Good move by Simmons. Loose pass from Decker. And this ball will be moved on by Prescott Beckles. And there's Pixton again. Already a few surging runs that Pixton's had to deal with so far, Jordan. The back four for Kennesaw State's going to need to figure this out.
Yeah, they need to be more connected. Right now, they just seem sporadic. They seem spread out. They seem just, again, not connected whatsoever. You need to have some more communication back there because Pixton should not have to do that twice within, 10 minutes of play.
Manoy with another long throw in. Sends it in. Headed on, and it's in. And what a rainbow of a shot by number 10, Cynthia Bagazzi. They've been looking at that long throw in as a set piece, and it was headed on, finds Bagazzi, and just sends a rainbow over Dylan Pixton. It's 1-0 Jacksonville State.
Hey, got to give credit where credit is due. She was able just to chip that one over Pixton. Pixton out of position just the slightest, and she took advantage of it. Rainbow right over her head. There's really not a whole lot Pixton could have done about that. Just a great shot, and better offense beats better defense.
We talked about the early struggles here in the early going for Kennesaw State and their back four. Let's see if they could find an answer here. And this is a position they haven't found themselves in a while, Jordan, having the early lead in the last 2 games.
Right, and that was a problem that they had earlier in the season was, can they fight back? Can they come back from a deficit? We'll see if they can do that here, but this is where your team starts to grow. Let's see what they're made of getting down into a 1-0 hole.
Cross from Rivera is blocked by a head. It'll be another corner for Kennesaw State. An early opportunity for them to find a quick equalizer here.
Yeah, and the last piece from Schreck looked amazing. We'll see if she can get it again, and Miller's going to be the one to look at on this run.
Corner comes in. It's a high one. Volrath chested down. It'll be a goal kick. Jacksonville State can hold on. It will be their first win since September 5th against another Georgia team. With the same scoreline we have currently, they beat them 1-0. Price unable to find the run of Volrath. And still, Eads makes sure that she can't get on that run. Saves the ball for Lurch. Wells works to the left side. and finds Dean. Still Dean. Long ball over the top again. Bagazzi battling with Miller. Miller does well, finds Pixton. Pixton will clear towards Shrek, and Shrek able to keep it in. Gianni. Little looping ball towards Borgelt. Back to Gianni. Good play here from the Owls. Can they break? A lot of work for Rivera to do there, and there's nothing that she can do to get on the end of that one.
Hey, but that's what you're looking for. Get the free runs. They were able to get through the middle. Give the ball to Rivera. Just give her a chance. That one, you got to keep that one in bounds. But that's what you're looking for to get back on the board for Kennesaw State. Run the ball down.
Borgelt back into the back four. Miller out to Simmons. Price turns. Little stiff arm there. Loose touch finds Bagazzi. Bagazzi works out into the middle towards Dean. And Jordan, something that's worked really well for the Owls lately is their ability to pin teams into their opposing third. And I don't think they've been able to inflict that strategy here so far today.
No, it just seems to be a real loose game right now, kind of running up and down from both sides. Jacksonville State, and here's another somewhat opportunity for the Gamecocks right there. The pacing is kind of sporadic right now. Kennesaw State seems to control it, but then you let a free run, you let your back line get sluggish, and the next thing you know, Jacksonville State's able to capitalize on the board. So if they're able just to pin them down, like you said, keep possession, continue to get these runs toward the goal, they'll be fine.
Diagonal pass from Borgelt, tries to find Rivera and ends up finding her. Loose touch from Volrath, and that ball is easily out for a Morgan Lurch goal kick.
Number 10, Cynthia Bagozzi. And on the assist, number 21, Sifana Didi.
PA here in Fifth Third Bank Stadium confirms the goal scorer is Cynthia Bagazzi. The assist comes from number 21, the striker, Sifana Dean, who headed the ball on from, it wasn't a set piece, it was a throw-in, but the way that they treated that throw-in as a set piece, Jordan, is what led to their early lead.
Yeah, and once again, it was a 50-50 ball. You're able to jockey and get in your position. Just able to chip that one over Pixton. Nothing she could have done about it. Once again, it was such a perfectly placed shot that it's hard to analyze it too much further when you're going to go back and look at the tape.
Industrious work from Rivera there to get the block in on the cross from Iana Manoy. And we've seen them in this position before. This is exactly how they scored that goal. Long throw in comes in again. It's headed on by Dean once again. Bagazzi unable to turn it into a goal this time. Instead has a loose pass and finds Caden Price. Ball is sent up the right flank. Can't find Rivera. And Brianna Eads clears.
Yeah, and you know what? Protect that box. Don't allow the entry passes. Don't allow an easy throw in like you just did the time before that resulted in the 1-0 deficit now.
Diagonal from Decker, headed on. Will go out for a Jacksonville State throw.
Now, Kennesaw State, this is when I want to see the runs. This is when I want to see the explosiveness of this team, especially on both flanks with Rivera on the far flank as of right now. I want to see them trying to run these balls down, get into the open field. Haven't seen a whole lot of that since the scored goal against them. Well, we'll see if they can retaliate here.
It's a really good move from Sifana Dean. She was looking to be rewarded there with that ball through. Was cut out by Haley Decker. Pixton chooses the easy path towards Miller.
And that was a good sign for Kennesaw State's back line right there. All three of those players were on that ball. They knew where that ball was going to go, and they were able to take it away pretty easily.
And Jacksonville State doing a good job so far of what Kennesaw State has done this season, and that's keep them pinned. And now here they move through Gabrielle Clark, and she finds Sifana Dean. Runs through on goal. Cross comes in. It's a good cross, and it was headed back across towards Gabrielle Clark. by Naima Prescott-Beckles. It was a really clear-cut chance there, Jordan, but the Gamecocks unable to convert.
It's just too easy, Mateen. That's just too easy. There is no defender really within about a leg's length to try and knock that one away from any of these Jacksonville State players. It's just too easy. You're allowing the angles. You're allowing just some spacing to happen, and Jacksonville State's going to take that every single time. This is a good team. They will take advantage of that.
And Kendall Higgs and Macy Rainwater, and that's a good pass on. Just yards from finding Gabrielle Clark. And we're seeing Kendall Higgs and Macy Rainwater being put through her paces. And Jordan, I'm wondering if Coach Benji Walton hasn't seen that penetration that he likes seeing from his top three.
Yeah, and that's something that we saw in the last game, I think, was the contributing factor to the explosive attack that Kennesaw State had that we usually don't see. Higgs was just able to scream right up through the middle, and that changed everything. That set up so much, especially on the defensive end in the midfield. She was absolutely spectacular. That changes everything when you can get the offense through the middle. Everything becomes twice as easy. And right now, Kennesaw State, if they can start to manufacture that, a 1-0 lead is pretty much nothing.
Borgelt does well to cut out any danger in the midfield. Decker across to Miller. On the far side, this is Volrath. Good turn in. Unable to find anyone on the right side. Borgelt, Gianni getting nowhere close to Bagazzi, the goal scorer.
That you just can't have that. You had three defenders just watching and standing and not able to take that one away.
And no one watching the far side either. Here's Kuko. Tries to put Kylie Wells through, but Dylan Pixon reads the play well, comes out. And so far, the safest player for the Kennesaw State Owls has been Dylan Pixon. Caden Price does well to cut that one out, takes it off Kuko. Price. Borgelt. Finds Ebony Clark. She's looking for her third goal in 2 games and wasn't far off there.
No, she was not. She set up her shot beautifully. A great first touch. Dribble to the right, create some separation, fire off that footer, and man, I had the velocity, just obviously a little off the post.
A glimmer of hope for Kennesaw State as they find themselves 1-0 down off a Cynthia Bagazzi rainbow over the head of Dylan Pixton. Decker battling with Prescott-Beckles, who will pass back towards Manoy, puts a ball up top, tries to find the head of Bagazzi, does not. Gianni is cut out by Gabrielle Clark. And Caden Price almost got on the touch of that one from Brianna Eads, would have been clear on goal.
Yeah, that was a risk worth taking, in my opinion. You try and steal it in the back line, and next thing you know, you have a one-on-one opportunity, and that can change the entire output of a game.
Bagazzi, pass cut out by Cameron Simmons. Shrek with a loose pass. Come back for the tackle, and we're going to see those 2 subs coming in for Kennesaw State. Not yet.
And right now, Kennesaw State needs some energy. In terms of the midfield and the back, it just doesn't seem, they seem a step slow.
And looking at the 2 players to come in as Riley Kuko goes for the spectacular. These are the exact kind of players that Benji Walton has in his squad to inject that energy. It'll be the striker and the right winger, Jenna Volrath and Caden Price, respectfully, coming off. And coming on will be Kendall Higgs and Macy Rainwater. Kendall Higgs was slated to start this game and was a last-minute substitution was a last-minute scratch, rather, and Gianni came in for her. Two will play together here.
Yeah, Rainwater, an outstanding freshman that's put in a lot of good minutes for Kennesaw State. The first owl to get to 2 goals on the season. And just a freshman that really attacks the ball, attacks the wings. And we'll see how she fits in here coming off the bench, something we haven't seen a whole lot of her do this year.
Bagazzi with possession in the midfield. Rivera on her jets trying to get first to that pass,
Oh,
and she
beautiful.
does.
That was a gorgeous interception right there. Just jumps right in front. And again, Rivera, the speed is just, it's outstanding.
Plenty of space here. Cameron Simmons lets that one bounce, but the linesman puts his flag up for offside.
Yeah, and I thought Jacksonville State has actually tested the waters a little bit. The line judges had to certainly earn his paycheck, but that time able to get the call for Kennesaw State, thankfully.
But I think, Jordan, the Jacksonville State doing a great job of spreading their forward line out and making things difficult for the Kennesaw State back line.
Yeah, and once again, Kennesaw State, the back line, and even the midfield just seems a step behind the attack from Jacksonville State. They're attacking, they are blazing down the field, and they're doing what I thought the Owls should have done, which is just run, and they're outrunning the defenders, and they're just running right past them.
Shrek finds a loose ball and is unable to find Rivera down the left side. Be a throw-in. Ayanna Manoy did well with a throw-in earlier. Only finds an owl this time. And that's one of those situations, Jordan, where Ayanna Manoy with a great throw-in unfortunately will not be able to get an assist on that goal.
Yeah, and you certainly hope that you should, but not able to on that one. She's had a good game. They've been able to create something from these set pieces, from these throw-ins, and Manoy is a player that's going to get a lot more action here today.
Clark will kick out for a Jacksonville State throw-in, taken by Kylie Wells. Finds Eads. Finds Isabel Spray. Wells again. Stiff arm there, and then a cute flick back. Finds Kuko, who's fouled by Borgelt. Free kick for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, now I was talking about the pacing from Kennesaw State pretty much setting the tone, and now I feel like it's the other way around. Jacksonville State really setting the tone in terms of pacing and also just the toughness right now that Kennesaw State is just not bringing as of 18 minutes left in the first.
Ball is cleared over the top. Rivera in the middle towards the halfway line. Finds Clark. Tries to find the ensuing run from Rainwater. Clark was fouled. It'll be a free kick. Catherine Schreck will move to the right flank to take this free kick, and that shows just how good that she is on set pieces.
Yeah, this is something that Kennesaw State needs to take advantage of, these set pieces. Something, once again, that I said earlier, usually doesn't go their way on the other side. They don't defend these all too well, but it's time for them to take advantage of it. Once again, Erin Miller, that's going to be the woman to watch here on the run.
Borgelt also over it. The two ladies discussing which one will take. It looks set to be Schreck.
I think with the left foot it will be.
Shot on goal, and it's over the crossbar, but not too far at all from the redshirt senior, Catherine Schreck.
Boy, oh boy, did that one look good. Right off the toes. I thought that one was definitely going in. And honestly, it would have been an identical spot that Ebony Clark was able to bury the first one for Kennesaw State last game. Just a little too much, but man, I think you'll take that 10 times out of 10.
Catherine Schreck perhaps analyzing Morgan Lurch there and seeing that she could have been caught flat-footed and almost did. And I think something, when you look at the stat sheet, Jordan, that could create a foothold for Kennesaw State in this game is the fact that in the last game, Jacksonville State only used 3 substitutions, and that most of these players played 90 minutes just 3 days ago.
Yeah, this is a team that doesn't substitute a whole lot. They might have some players that are tired. It's still pretty early on in the season, but that's just a lot of minutes to play and not a whole lot of people to sub in and out. That's can change some things later in the game, so keep an eye on that in the second half.
Shrek, right on the touchline, found Rivera, who's tackled hard. Won't be a free kick, as Catherine Shrek might hope, but still has a chance to inflict some damage here with a corner.
And another set piece and another opportunity for Kennesaw State. Shrek has been able to do her job every time she's had a piece. She's been able to put in a good ball and give Kennesaw State a very promising chance. We'll see if she can do it again.
Almost wonder if they might take short here with the setup. Most of the Kennesaw State Owls set up towards the far post. Ball is sent out towards the 18. Rainwater unable to find Borgeld cleanly, but sends back into Shrek. Shrek touches onto her right. And that'll be a loose pass. It'll be dealt with here by Wells. Cleared. Possession stays in with Kennesaw State Owls.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Rainwater just relax, take her time. I think she had a lot more time than she realized on that one. She probably thought she heard some footsteps behind her that weren't really there. That would have created a completely different play for Kennesaw State.
Decker works her way in. Shrek finds Gianni. Gianni, a great creator for this side. She puts a great cross in. Kendall Higgs with a left foot shot, and it's over the crossbar. And that's the best chance that we've seen from the Owls since the early going of this game, Jordan.
Yeah, and once again, the theme seems to be just a little too much on it. A little too much mustard, a little too much English as well. But, man, that's the best chance that Kennesaw State's been able to manufacture. Once again, the Owls, once they get it through the middle, everything becomes so much easier, so much simpler. And if you can attack through the middle like a player with Kendall Higgs of her stature, that's going to change everything.
Kendall Higgs made it a 2-0 game against North Alabama with a sliding effort. Her first goal of the season after tying for second among the team's leading goal scorers last season. So much of the penetration coming from the back four, and they've been able to do so, Kennesaw State. Shrek, Kendall Higgs, back to Shrek, Rainwater. Shrek on the left side crosses in, touchdown by Higgs. She's fouled. And this will be a free kick in a dangerous position after Shrek challenged Morgan Lurch off a much further effort just 5 minutes ago, Jordan.
Yeah, it's starting to be a very physical game. Both teams starting to have to battle. Shrek, another opportunity. We'll see. Kennesaw State, you're not going to get this many in the second half, most likely. You're going to have to start to manufacture some goals here.
Shrek and Higgs over this one. I wonder if Shrek might look to put one towards the far post here. Players like Clark and Gianni towards the back post. Borgelt instead will take the right foot charge, is able to find Kendall Higgs. Higgs tries to cross in, but it's blocked by Brianna Eads. She sends the ball up. It could be a break here.
And a good job by the wall right there for Jacksonville State. It's exactly why you put it right there. Wasn't able to get the altitude on that ball to put it over and possibly get a chance for the Owls.
Brogan Burrow unable to challenge Catherine Shrek. Here's Rivera again. We've seen her a lot in this kind of space. Rainwater tries to head on, unable to. Clark will retrieve toward the 18. Gianni with a shot. Nice layoff there from Ebony Clark, and the shot just surged right towards Morgan Lurch.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, maybe it was a little far out, but I actually don't mind that take right there. You're able to get your body into it. You're able to get some steps into it and really be able to fire one in there. With a player like Gianni, yeah, that's a goal you're going to take.
They might try to get another one here. Rainwater finds Higgs. Higgs takes a left foot shot. A little adventurous, but it's blocked. Borgelt always doing well to maintain possession. Clark on the right side. Good cross in. Higgs can get on it. It's a loose ball in the box. And McKenzie still does just enough to make sure that Kendall Higgs can't get on the end of that one.
And there's another case of Jacksonville State just being half a step quicker, half a step better than the Owls today.
Gianni was beaten there by Gabrielle Clark. And I think the Jacksonville State Gamecocks just seeing too much runs towards goal for Benji Walton's comfort so far.
Absolutely. See, here's the thing. They're playing up. They're playing so far up with players like Shrek that they're getting caught off guard because they're losing these 50-50 balls, Mateen. So when that happens, you're caught out of position and you're caught pretty much having to run all the way back and using all that energy. And you're just going to be able to allow an opportunity for Jacksonville State. That's been the case so far for Kennesaw State. They need to relax a little bit. I think if they don't play up as much, that's going to fix that problem.
We're seeing Sydney Sauer receiving her final instructions on the touchline. She'll come in. Benji Walton looking to bolster his midfield probably, Jordan.
Yeah, he's looking for some stops. He's looking for the wall of the midfield that needs to be there if you want to be successful on defense. And it just hasn't been. The midfield has been 1,000% Jacksonville State's.
Ball bouncing all around the midfield. Catherine Schreck will send back to Pixton. Pixton always calm, cool, collected. Finds Gianni. You can't touch down. Kendall Higgs.
And this is Kennesaw State. This is when you have to, again, start to control the midfield, be able to methodically advance this ball. Don't go to the flanks. Quit cornering yourself. They seem to keep wanting to do that. Well, that's a good move right there. Forget what I just said.
Schreck finds Higgs, who does well to find the diagonal to Tiana Rivera. Cross comes in, unable to find Clark, but she'll have another chance. Rivera on the right foot this time, on the 18, shifts back toward her left. Shot on from the left, easy for Lurch to deal with.
You know what? You got to give credit right there. Number 19, Iona Minoit. I had to look for that on the board there. She did a great job being able to hold her down, prevent the angle from being created, and not allowing her to get around. Yes, you did allow the cross, but you can only do so much with a player like Rivera.
Iana Minoy, good homecoming for her so far. The freshman from Ackworth, Georgia, just down the road. Had that great throw-in that was converted into a goal. Touchdown by Haley Decker, unable to find a teammate with it. Bagazzi, over the top ball, doesn't find a teammate, finds Catherine Schreck. Prescott Beckles tries to make life difficult for Pixton, who will clear, finds Rivera. And here's Isla Swinton, Jordan, someone who really impressed us last game.
Yeah, this is an energizer right here. You want to talk about a spark plug, someone coming off the bench, especially playing from that right back position. I mean, she can really fly.
Really good diagonal ball here. Could cause danger. Tiana Rivera headed on. And that could have been bad if it wasn't dealt with by Brooklyn Still. Morgan Lurch making the dive for the save. A lack of communication there in the back four. And another corner chance for Kennesaw State.
Now, that was just a play where maybe she outran her own players. Nothing you can do about it. You just have that natural speed. You want to get up the field as quickly as possible. But there were no attackers, no midfielders able to come up and fill those spots to possibly get a header.
Sydney Sauer will come in for Sydney Borgelt. Very like-for-like change. People who dictate the tempo in the midfield. Catherine Schreck over another corner. Kendall Higgs was thinking about the adventurous there. Isla Swinton, great industry there. Puts onto the left foot. A curling shot about 2 yards wide of the left post.
Hey, great play right there by Swinton. Once again, you want to talk about energy? She's already bringing it, able to fake out a couple defenders. Got a shot off that was deflected, but that was a dead play for Kennesaw State. That was obviously going the other way, but she was able to save that, preventing the defense from being in a bad position.
The goal scorer, Cynthia Bagazzi, subbed out for number 4, freshman midfielder Emma Haffenbrack. Sauer fouled there. It'll be a free kick for Kennesaw State.
Starting to become a rugged game between these two. New ASUN, I guess not necessarily a new ASUN opponent, but one that they're somewhat familiar with.
Could be an interesting rivalry developing here between the two teams as Macy Rainwater's found on the right side, cross in, but right towards Lurch.
Now, ideally, you'd like to get more height on that one, but I don't think you can really ask for that with the speed that she was already being carried toward the opposite direction. That's a pretty good play you can expect there from Rainwater.
Could have tried for the early cross, instead played toward the byline and put the cross in right towards Lurch. We're talking, Jordan, about this budding rivalry between these two teams, not only in soccer, but of course a big game between the two teams in football this weekend.
Oh boy, and a big one it will be. It's going to be a packed house here at Fifth Third Bank. The JSU lost their last game yesterday. It's they're starting to show some holes after that Florida State loss for sure. And Florida State now looking like a bad FBS team, a 0-4 team now. So maybe Jacksonville State is going to have to figure some things out when they come here to Kennesaw State.
Great turn there in the middle by Gianni, finds Rivera. Rivera with a shot on, and Morgan Lurch does well to parry it, but can only do so for a corner.
Hey, listen, Lurch has been in great position today, Mateen. She's been in every single spot that she needs to be, and right there, hugging that far post. Great job.
Lurch doing well after suffering a 3-0 loss to Liberty in the previous game. She has 2 clean sheets this season against Jackson State and Georgia Southern, looking for her 3rd today. Corner was played in short. Sydney Sauer goes for the cross. Gianni in the box. Possession staying with the Owls. Swinton. And Jordan Swinton has done a great job, an excellent job in her limited experience so far for the Owls. Playing right back just like Cameron Simmons does, but perhaps a little bit of a different take on right back.
Yeah, exactly. She's not your traditional right back. She substitutes for Cameron Simmons, who's a rangy defender for her size. But you want to talk about rangy. It's Isla Swinton 100%. She's just such a speedster. I'm honestly surprised that this is a position that she plays with such a first touch and just such a smooth dribble. You would think that she'd be playing in the midfield or at least as attacker.
Kendall Higgs turns with her back to goal. Unable to find Tiana Rivera. Be an easy goal kick for the Gamecocks.
KSU substitution number 7, Lexi Labonte, replaces number 6, Ebony Clark.
And Lexi Labonte, who's seen much more success this season than she has in her previous 3 campaigns with the Owls, comes on. And what a spark plug that she's been for Coach Benji Walton, Jordan.
Yeah, once again, I think we use the term revolving door of stories for Kennesaw State. Labonte being just one of those. Volrath coming back. Of course, Contreras will come back eventually, but Macy Rainwater, another one. There's just so many of these players that I don't want to say unexpected because that's kind of a bad connotation to it, but taking advantage of their opportunity. There have been no unfulfilled opportunities on this team, and Labonte getting her first career goal, second career goal here at Kennesaw State. Just a microcosm of that storyline.
Labonte not even receiving a start until her senior year, and she's made the most of her opportunity thus far. Here's Swinton on the right side, crosses in, unable to find an owl on the box.
Also want to talk about Labonte in terms of not getting a start until her senior year. A lot of players would have transferred. Let's be honest. A lot of players would have said, you know what, this isn't the school for me. Things aren't working out. She toughed it out, and things are starting to finally pay off in her senior year. Got to love that story.
Number 24 for Jacksonville State, Prescott Beckles, has made things very difficult for the Owls back line thus far. Swinton will have a throw in here. Takes the easy solution.
And for the Owls, I'm looking for some cohesiveness on either side right now because I'm not necessarily seeing it. And it'd be nice if they were able to put together a couple of consistent possessions, but we just haven't been able to see it so far. Some sporadic good chances, but once again, string them together, and that's going to put some points on the board for the Owls.
Forwards unable to find meaningful touches in the Jacksonville State box. Only a minute and 42 seconds left in this one for the Owls to find a quick reply, but still 45 minutes of soccer after that. Miller and Decker exchange passes out toward Shrek. And the Owls get something going here late on. Ball is cleared there by Clark. Swinton heads on. There's Prescott Beckles again. Prescott Beckles, Jordan, has made things difficult for the Owls backline because she has gotten first to every 50-50 ball so far.
And also, you want to talk about fresh legs. She's someone that she's played a lot of minutes this year, but hasn't started. This is her second start of the entire season, leading the team in goals. And she's just been an absolute speedster on this back line, beating everyone to the punch. And that's been the story for Jacksonville State. It's just been that slight step, half a step better, half a step faster. That's been the Gamecocks plan so far in the first half.
Here she is again, finds Haffenbrack. Spray will spray a pass out towards the right wing. It's Brogan. Burrow. Prescott Beckles on the left side. Challenges Sydney Sauer one-on-one. Miller gets a touch on. A slip there. Can there be a break here in the last 7 seconds? It's going to be tough. Macy Rainwater on goal, and she's going to be unable to put something valuable as Kendall Hicks tries the shot. That'll end the first half here as we reach halftime, and it'll be Jacksonville State 1, Kennesaw State 0. We'll be back for the second half after these messages.
Katie, take one marker.
I always thought that film people were scary. I thought that this was a really scary industry and that it was so, dog eat dog, and it was, you're gonna get squashed like a bug. That's not really the case, at least with me. Since I was in the Atlanta metro area, I got to link up with things like Georgia Film Academy and through my college at Kennesaw State to discover that I can make a career out of, art. And I work in the film industry now. I am happily working in set deck and props. Basically everything that you see that the actors are touching, those will be your props. Everything else, the decoration, the dressing, that's set deck. And I don't think I ever knew I would get to this point, but I definitely am living the dream, and it's something I've always wanted to do. It's been a wild ride, but I love it. Yeah!
I'm Consumer Investigator Dale Cardwell. I've done the research. Honest plumbing service begins with Superior Plumbing.
Come on in.
For emergency repairs, upgrades, and ongoing maintenance, Superior Plumbing delivers reliable service at a fair price.
When you're in a panic and you need to call somebody, we call it Superior Plumbing. Great, thank you. That's a relief.
Plus, it's all backed by my Make It Right guarantee.
Call 770-422-PLUM.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better.
So we always put 166.7% into everything we do.
Technically, you can only give 100%.
Well, technically, we have a state-of-the-art mobile banking app, fee-free ATMs, and great customer service.
I stand corrected. 166.7% is possible.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
The world has changed, but your desire to live your healthiest life has not. From temperature checks to extra deep cleaning, your health and safety when you visit our offices, health parks, and hospitals remains our top priority. Our primary care and specialty medical experts are ready to see you through any health concern you may have. We are here for Georgia, and we are here for you. WellStar, more than healthcare, people care.
Lucas, as far as his ambassadorship, everybody knows Lucas. He is one of those guys that people kind of gravitate towards. And so having him on our team has been valuable, not just for us, but for him and our staff. So having Lucas around, it helps give our other students some perspective.
I started working here fall of 2018, so a year after I came into Kennesaw. The job is great. Meeting people is really, really great. But for me, it's definitely a camaraderie. Like I said, it's family here.
I think the biggest challenge for us was to find a home for him within our workforce. So once I was given the green light to entertain that idea, it kind of blossomed from there. To get Lucas involved with our programs, we were looking for equipment, and we had a bike that was donated back in the 70s, a tandem bicycle that wasn't working at the time. And so I fixed it up, we restored it, and it became kind of a museum piece. But then Lucas walked in and we took it down off the wall and got it working, and that was enabling us to get Lucas out. Other students have kind of joined in to be the pilot for that ride. That's kind of how that started.
I've come here to get my my tandem bike fixed and stuff like that. So I ended up just coming here asking them, hey, is there something I can do in here? And I got interviewed and I got hired.
Chasing after students that may not be able to get involved any other way. There's been several students like that, whether they're in wheelchairs or what have you, students that I just kind of chase after.
You're ready. Ready for the next step. Ready to enhance your leadership skills and take control of your career, your future. You're ready for a Kennesaw State online MBA. Get an affordable, nationally recognized MBA in 20 months at KSU. Build your confidence and your network with anytime, anywhere access. You're ready to lead. Find your wings at Kennesaw State University.
Find your wings at Kennesaw State University.
Come on in, y'all look great. Awesome, love the hat and jersey, killing it. Come on up. Hey, that's a no, hard no. Guys, it's time to gear up.
You're not dressed till you're KSU dressed. University Stores is your place to gear up for the season.
Yes, and yes. Come on in.
Championship action is when the ASUN is at its finest. That's why you'll want to visit asunphotos.com. ASUN Photos is present at every ASUN championship, capturing the action, including those must-have shots that you may have missed or want to save for a memory. We understand your passion, so when you want to relive those favorite moments, players, and special memories, start with the experts from asunphotos.com.
In high school, I had it in my head that when I got to college, I definitely wanted to go for drum major and see how far I could take it. But I did not expect to get it my sophomore year. As a freshman, I went through the audition process really just to meet people. over the course of social distancing and being out of school, I've been conducting every single night. For my mace routine, I try to go outside probably once a week for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Just try to work on different skills. I've had to do a lot of learning on my own. My backyard is not a football stadium, so it is very, it's very different trying to practice in an environment where the band is not there, but it's almost comforting to know to start out learning in an environment where there's nobody watching you. And so I think for me that's helped, but I can't wait to get up in front of everybody, calling tunes, making sure I do the best to support our football team.
So let's welcome Coach Blue as our brand new women's basketball head coach.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Fifth Third Bank Stadium, where the scoreline is Jacksonville State 1, Kennesaw State 0. And the goal that is the differentiator right now, Jordan, coming off the foot of Cynthia Bagazzi, and Jacksonville State treating a throw-in like a set piece.
Yeah, I think that's very well said as well. They're able to enter it into the box, and then once again, once you get it there, everything's so much easier. All you have to do is make one good play, and you got a goal on the board, and that's all they were able to do. Just off the volley, able to just chip that one right over Pixton. A perfectly placed shot. I don't know how many times I can say it. It just really was. Beautiful height to the ball, and just unfortunate for Kennesaw State, but you cannot allow that throw to go straight into the box.
Still plenty of opportunities for Kennesaw State to find an equalizer in this one. Dylan Pixton only seeing 2 shots, and the opposing goalkeeper, Morgan Lurch, needing 4 saves to keep the Owls out in the first half.
Yeah, gotta give credit to Lurch 100%. She's been in the right position every single time, hugging which post she needs to every single time. The back line for Jacksonville State has been very quick, has been very fast. Lurch has had to have a couple of saves and a couple of pretty close plays Kennesaw State should have probably taken advantage of. But the set pieces, that's going to be the difference for Kennesaw State. They had 5 corners, Mateen. 5 corners for Kennesaw State, and they weren't able to scratch across really anything too dangerous in any of those 5.
Possession isn't everything, and nobody displays that better than the Gamecocks right now. The Owls outpossessing them at a rate of 62% to 38, but definitely Jacksonville State with the more meaningful possession. Is that right?
Oh, 100%. And you look at the possession total, and it can be the story or it can be pretty much worthless. And right now it's worthless for Kennesaw State. Yeah, dominating 62 to 38%. But the opportunities have been all Jacksonville because of this spacing. They have had green grass to run on the entire day. I think Kennesaw State is making a mistake by pushing up. I think they're pushing the back defenders on each wing up a little too far. I think if they can bring it back a little bit, that will help alleviate the pains that they're having on the fast break. Because Jacksonville State, when you push up, all you have to do is beat one girl. That's all you have to do, and you have a one-on-one opportunity with either one defender or maybe even just a one-on-one with Pixton by herself, and that's going to be a guaranteed goal in the second half. If they can just dial it back a little bit, be a little less aggressive on the wings and on the flanks, I think that's gonna be good for Kennesaw State. We'll see if Coach Walton changes the game plan at all.
Tiana Rivera leads the Owls side with 3 shots. Do you think that she's the most likely answer for the Owls to find an answer in this one?
Yes and no. So I think that she is the most likely answer, but I think they're also relying on her too much because we've seen the ball being just dumped into that far corner, into that far flank. And it just doesn't seem to be worked through the middle or worked through this other side nearly enough. It just seems as though they're throwing it to Rivera and saying, hey, bail us out. We know you can get your speed, and we know you have a great cross. And it seems as though they're relying on that a little too much, and it hasn't created any goals, and I'm not sure that it's going to coming into the second half.
The dying embers of halftime ending here as both teams going through their final preparations. There the horn sounds. Can the Owls find an answer and bounce back for their 3rd straight win of the season as Jacksonville State looks for their first win in 5 games?
And hey, looking at Jacksonville State, they've done everything that they need to. They've outrun, out-physical, just out pretty much energized Kennesaw State because that, again, the middle of the field right now has been a struggle for the Owls, especially on the attack. Jacksonville State, that's where they have flourished. That's where they have created these fast break opportunities and these one-on-ones, and I think it's going to bode well for them. I think eventually, if Kennesaw State continues to play up, Jacksonville State is going to break through for a second goal.
Sometimes when you're a team that's not finding wins, you wear your struggles on your sleeve. But Jacksonville State not looking like a team that's struggling right now as they kick off the second half.
Yeah, they look confident, the team.
Early cutout by Kendall Higgs finds Macy Rainwater, puts a ball towards Gianni. Gianni with possession in the midfield. Swinton still on from her substitution in the first half. Cross comes in towards Higgs. This one will be cut out and dribbled out by Brianna Eads.
And that's exactly what the tale of Kennesaw State has been. Energy in the second half. First half has usually been a little bit of feeling the opponent out. And now you see just right out of the gate, kind of like it was in the first half, they had that tremendous opportunity within the first, I want to say, half minute of the game. And now all of a sudden, Kennesaw State creating something down here.
Shrek on the left side tries to find Labani. But that ball is sailed into the seats by Brooklyn Still. Higgs towards Shrek. Back to Higgs. Finds Labani on the 18. Tries to cleverly find Macy Rainwater. Is cut out by Manoy, and it'll be a throw-in for the Owls. Can the Owls be just as dangerous from a throw-in as the Gamecocks were in the first half? Looks like they'll take a safer approach. Shrek finds Rivera. Rivera with a touchdown. But it's not enough as she touches it out for a goal kick. Goal kick played early. Wells with a loose pass cut out by Swinton. Swinton looking very good here. Puts the cross in. Is headed on by Still. Swinton puts through Gianni. Gianni with a great cut back onto her left foot. Gianni with her left. Puts a cross in towards Macy Rainwater. But it's cut out once again by the Gamecocks defense. Here's Swinton once again. And she's impeded. Battling with Bagazzi on the far side. And the Gamecocks win the throw in.
And sure, that play didn't end as though Kennesaw State was hoping, but I want to be the first one to start the Swinton fan base because, man, I just love her energy. I love the speed that she possesses. And when she plays up, that's a different story for what Kennesaw State can do between when Shrek does it. Two completely different players with completely different skill sets. Swinton, I think, is a player that's going to give you the advantage there.
Swinton swift and strong in stature as Prescott Beckles just dribbles through the left side of the Owls defense, but unable to put a shot that puts Dylan Pixton in danger. Pixton will go long towards Swinton. Swinton being looked at as the #1 outlet for the Owls so far. Remember, she didn't start this game, Jordan. Cameron Simmons starting in that right back position. But Swinton has done very well with her limited opportunities thus far. Shrek on the left side, crosses in, could be dangerous. It was Tiana Rivera running through the middle as she's taken up a more central role. Still playing on the right flank, but playing a little bit more centrally.
Yeah, we'll see if that makes a difference for Kennesaw State. Once again, like I've been saying, I think that they're going to the flanks too much. They're reverting to that. They say, Rivera, bail us out. We know you have the speed. Just throw a cross in and maybe something can happen. Work the ball methodically. I just haven't seen enough of that from Kennesaw State. If they're able to do that, if Rivera can play through the middle, that might change everything.
Loose pass from Prescott
There you
Beckles.
go.
Labani plays on Rainwater, but is adjudicated to be offsides. And maybe what they're seeing, Jordan, is the difference in strengths between right back Ayanna Manoy and left back Kylie Wells. And maybe they see that Kylie Wells on that left back side is going to be a little bit more susceptible to Tiana Rivera's strengths than Manoy has been.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. You want to take advantage of the matchups. Matchups make sports, in my opinion, and that's exactly what we're talking about there.
Ball played over the top. Here's Dean. Dean threw on goal once again. A late call from the referee as the linesman puts his flag up for offside. Dylan Pixton wondering why it didn't come sooner.
Yeah, late. You want to talk about a late call? I mean, that play almost played the entire way out. I was surprised that the call didn't come earlier. Yeah, that's about as late as a call can really get, honestly.
Ball, free kick played 30 yards out of the KSU net, but still taken on by Pixton. She does well to find the head of Rivera. Manoy clears through Gabrielle Clark. Here's Clark with pace in the middle. It's cut out by Swinton as the ball was tried to be played towards Bagazzi. Be a throw in. Eads finds her center back partner, Brooklyn Still. Challenged hard by Lexi Labani. Macy Rainwater racing on toward the left side. Puts a cross in. Again, a lack of communication there from the Jacksonville State back line as Morgan Lurch came out of her box to save it. Brooklyn Still does the heavy lifting.
I'm actually going to say that's a good play by Still that time. You don't know what's behind you. And that time she wasn't able to read the defense. She probably didn't know that Lurch was right behind her. You need to clear that out. You need to make sure that that's not even going to be anything noteworthy. Good job. It's going to create a corner, but I think you're willing to take that for the Gamecocks.
The Owls playing a lot of numbers towards the back post, but play it short. Ball is clear, but only as far as Haley Decker. She'll play a diagonal out towards Gianni, but it's cut out by Clark. Looked to be a handball possibly there by Clark. Referee's having none of it. Her pass is cut out by Kendall Higgs. Kendall Higgs tries to find, I believe it's Rainwater, who was fouled in the middle, and it is. And a free kick position here, looking straight down the barrel of the goal, roughly 30 yards out.
And hey, you got to give credit to Rainwater right there, creating the foul, making sure that she's going to get a good, healthy run. Defender has to hold you back, or else you're going to get a very healthy run straight to the goal and maybe create an opportunity for the Owls.
Saw Shrek challenge the goalkeeper in the first half from this one. It looks like Higgs instead. She'll put a charging shot on! And that one not far away at all. Kendall Higgs looking for an equalizer for the Owls.
Wow. It seems as though the Owls are more proficient shooting from outside the box than inside the box in these past two games. What a dart from Higgs, just off the mark a little bit, and that seems to be the case for Kennesaw State. They've been able to get around the goal, around the crossbar, but haven't been able to find the net.
Trying to catch Morgan Lurch, the Jacksonville State goalkeeper, flat-footed. But Jordan, possibly it might be better for the Owls' plans to do so in open play than just off set pieces.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to have to happen, because you're getting these set pieces, but I think was at the 6th corner for Kennesaw State today. Nothing's happened, so you're going to have to start to create some things again through the middle. That is not something we've seen so far today. Rainwater had a good run, but we just need to see more of that. And I think if you can get that a couple times, you'll build the confidence, and then all of a sudden it's just going to be second nature.
Swinton fouled hard on the right side. It'll be another free kick for the Owls. As a set piece opportunities accumulating here for Kennesaw State. This one will be taken by Haley Decker. Pleading ball up towards the air. It's headed on by Rainwater. Again, Brooklyn still there before Morgan Lurch. Kylie Wells will save it from going out. That's off Bagazzi. Great flick from Gianni, and she's fouled, and she goes down hard, grabbing her head. Here's Kendall Higgs toward goal, beats Manoy. Her shot is deflected towards Labani. Labani with a cross in. Doesn't find Rivera. Gianni's back up, feeling better. Cross, and it finds Labani. And a free kick in the box for Jacksonville State. It was a good cross, finds Labani, but Labani unable to put it towards net. But I think Kennesaw State influence growing in this game. Would you agree, Jordan?
Yeah, they're starting to get control of the game. That's something that I felt was not necessarily absent, but sporadic in the first half. Second half, it seems as though they have a grip on the pace, a grip on the tempo of this game, and that's what's happening right now. Look at that.
Absolute toughness from Swinton, and Rivera on the right side. It's still Rivera. She tries to cross up her defender. And Brianna Eads clears and finds Prescott Beckles, who cannot beat Shrek, but possession stays with the Gamecocks. Borgel unable to cut that one out. Prescott Beckles again, back toward goal. This is Kuko. Out to the left side towards Bagazzi, the goal scorer. Isabel Spray, again spraying a ball out towards Safana Dean. Swinton has the opportunity to clear. Plays a pass towards Labani, who flicks up. It'll be a handball. Free kick goes the way of the Owls.
Hey, you know what? I think, to the best of my memory, I think that's the first time Jacksonville State has actually controlled the ball in that half of the field so far. So Kennesaw State looking really good in terms of controlling the second half like we were just talking about.
And referee wants a quick word with Isabel Spray. Seems an incidental handball, wondering what the conversation is there. And we see Caden Price being readied on the sideline to come back in to this one. Kendall Higgs unable to put a ball through on with a header, and she looks worse for wear. That change will happen now, and it looks like Tiana Rivera will get a rest, Jordan.
well-needed rest. Yeah, she's been just blazing up and down the field the past 2 games. You need to put her on the bench for a while, maybe even the rest of the game, see if she can rest those legs. But I expect to see her later back in the match.
We had a conversation with Coach Walton the other day, Jordan, and something we talked to him about is Rivera someone that you have to save for the more crucial moments of the game? Do you think that's what he's doing here?
I would certainly hope so. This game is going to come down to probably the wire here with a 1-0 lead, and it seems as though both teams are fighting. And Kennesaw State is going to be a team that's going to fight. Rivera is good enough to just manufacture a play. And if you can give her some rest, I think that's what's going to happen.
Borgelt does well to control the ball in the middle of the pitch, and she's fouled. Be another free kick for Catherine Schreck. I wonder if she'll be thinking about challenging Lurch from distance like she did in the first half. A ball that went just over the crossbar. Or if they'll try to make a set piece, something out of the training ground. She does go for the spectacular again, but is unable to find the back of the net.
And she's disappointed with that one. I think she wanted to not only keep that one in play, but put it on the far post. Put it into where your teammates are going to give you a chance to make a play. They had some healthy runs right there, but again, not really matters when that ball's so far out of bounds. You just got to quit halfway through.
Goal kick has been played by defenders. Erin Miller plays her goalkeeper short. Pixon has no choice but to clear.
It's just too close for comfort right there. Pixon, if she puts that kick right on that player, it's going to bounce back, and she's going to be able to get an easy goal right there. The back line, I don't think they're pushing up as much as they did in the first half, but she's got to be in better position.
The Owls playing through defense, as they often do. Borgelt in the middle of the pitch finds Swinton. Higgs with a good touch on, finds Labani. Labani tries to play the diagonal towards Price, unable to touch it down to her feet.
This is what I want to see from the Owls. Go through the circle. Don't go to the flank like that. Go through the circle. Be able to methodically move it down. Don't just rely on the speed, because things like that happen.
Good one-touch pass there from Schreck, finds Gianni, and Gianni with a good ball. Rainwater did not know that it was coming her way. Gianni with a good turn, unable to keep it in, though.
I got to say, I've been impressed with Gianni today. She's been out there making plays, again, putting her prints all over this ball. Hasn't led to a goal quite yet, but I think she's had a terrific game.
Gianni, one of, if not the most creative midfielder that the Owls have. Catherine Schreck does well to maintain possession, but gives it away. The forward line for Kennesaw State pressing the back line of Jacksonville State more in this. Swinton does well to get across, as it was Cynthia Bagazzi who had a clear run towards net.
And Jacksonville State just controlling space so much better than Kennesaw State in the second half.
Pixon waving her team up. Good turn there from Kuko. Gianni still gets a tackle onto it. Labani plays the ball towards Rainwater. Can she make something happen here? It's cut out by Brianna Eads. Clears with the left foot. Swinton in a foot race with Bagazzi. Wins it, but the loose touch is flicked on by Gabrielle Clark. And here she is again with great pace down the left flank, but touches it out for an Owl throw in.
Yeah, and see, although they kind of got bailed out right there, that's an example of the counterattack working for Jacksonville State. They pushed up on that play. Jacksonville State takes it. All you got to do is beat one or two. Next thing you know, you're going to have a lot of green grass to work with on the other half. And Kennesaw State is just going to be trying to recover, trying to run back, trying to get in position. and just taking out even more energy.
Gabrielle Clark, an extremely creative player, 2 goals and 2 assists on the season, including goals against 2 Alabama teams in Alabama State and Alabama A&M.
Beating up on the Alabama teams.
Shrek, throw in, finds Labani. Rainwater, left side. Cuts right onto her right foot. Tries to put a shot. Maybe she was just trying to put the ball in a dangerous area. Caden Price to get onto.
Yeah, now thinking about it again, I'm not exactly sure. That was kind of a little bit in between. Was it a cross? Was it a shot put? Or was it a shot attempt? I'm not sure. But if it were a shot attempt, that was just certainly too far out, and I think she knows that. So I'm going to go with a pass on that one.
Swinton with another intervention. It seems like we've been saying her name so much. Caden Price with a hold-up play. It's kicked out for now a throw. Referee will wait for that throw. Wants a substitution first. Jenner Volrath returns to the game in for Macy Rainwater.
I would love to see Kennesaw State play this backside. I haven't seen them really do that too much this entire season. Reverse the ball, reverse the field, and maybe you can find someone open on this weak side.
A ball evades everyone in Kennesaw State. Cynthia Bagazzi with a run.
Counterattack.
Miller sticking on her. Bagazzi tries a cross, but it's blocked by Safana Dean. It'll go out for another KSU throw. Still plenty of time to find an answer, but the chances of Kennesaw State getting back on this one dwindling.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Kennesaw State. Once again, it's their offense is so, or their chances rather, are so dependent on energy, so dependent on speed, that as it gets further into the game and you're in a deficit, it just feels like that just starts to wane a little bit on you. It's harder to manufacture those when you're tired.
Owls no stranger to a late equalizer, though. It was Catherine Schreck's indirect free kick in the box that secured an equalizer against College of Charleston. And that header's put through on goal by Riley Kuko, but easy for Pixton to save. She'll throw towards Swinton. She seems like the safest option at this point. And she's fouled. It'll be for Kennesaw State free kick.
Now, I know she was able to get the header off, but I want to give some credit to Gianni. She's outsized in that position right there. Again, it did allow the header, but she was fighting, and they were jockeying pretty aggressively down there in the box. So that's all you can really ask if you're Coach Walton. Ask for your team to fight. That's something that he preaches into this team, and I think we all know that this team is not going to give up no matter the circumstance.
Schreck does well to keep the ball in. Does well to flick it back into a favorable position for her, but it's cut out by Ayanna Manoy. Manoy with pace down the right side. That ball almost looked like it went out, but Miller with control, and she's cut out by Prescott Beckles. Kuko with a great ball. Bagazzi's going to get to this one. Is she?
Oh, wow.
That ball is just out. And Bagazzi is not happy with that decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either, having to run it all the way down. Maybe thought she was going to get the benefit of the doubt there.
Looking at our monitor for that one, I think it's the right call. Schreck. Iggs. Volrath. The charge pass comes off the hands of Ayanna Manoy. It'll be a free kick.
You know what the number one sign of I touch the ball with my hand is? Throwing both of your hands up right after it happens.
Gianni in space finds Swinton on the right side. Swinton with a surging cross in. Can't find the head of Labani. This could be dangerous. Dean heads on for Bagazzi. Bagazzi with pace. Bagazzi versus Miller again. Shifts onto her right side. Can't play the pass. Still has the ball. Bagazzi. Spray. And that ball cut out by the Owls defense will clear. Finds Volrath, who in turn finds Gianni. She'll play the ball over the top. Kane Price might be able to get to this one, but expertly defended by Brianna Eads.
And see, that was a chance to where if Rivera was in the game, that might be a different play right there. But still, Kennesaw State needs to manufacture something on defense.
Miller's gotten in one too many foot races this evening as Gabrielle Clark beats her, but the cross is easily dealt with by Dylan Pixton.
And that was a great run by Beckles. Ends up pretty much in the goal by the end of it, but Pixton just with better placement right there to go up and snatch that one out of the air.
The Owls doing a better job of keeping the ball in their attacking half, and they'll make a litany of substitutions. Cameron Simmons comes back into the game, as does Rainwater.
Substitutions for the Owls.
Simmons for Swinton will be like for like. It's hard to say what they'll do for the top line. It looks like Rainwater coming into a number 10 position as Price, Higgs, and Volrath will play across the top line.
Simmons got to attack that one right there.
Yeah, Simmons caught in no man's land, and it finds Lauren Lancaster on the left side. Simmons will touch out for a throw in.
Yeah, I think no man's land was a perfect description of that. She either had to fully commit to that attack or she had to back off. Luckily, the pass went ahead and just veered out of bounds.
Clark misses out on the touch, and Miller will clear for another Jacksonville State throw-in. Again, Kennesaw State getting more of the shots and more of the possession, but unable to convert both into meaningful chances. Spray out toward the right side. This is Kuko. Kuko with back to goal. Does well to spring out of there. Beats Shrek. Beats Volrath. But is unable to beat the workhorse for Benji Walt and Haley Decker.
And listen, this back line for the Owls, when they're able to get their wits about them and they're in their position, they've been terrific today. It's just been about being out of position, having to run all the way back. That's really where their issues have been. And really the only good opportunities for Jacksonville State. Only 6 shots compared to 18 for Kennesaw State. That's really where it's been all created for the Gamecocks.
Pass by Simmons is cut out. And this is Lauren Lancaster once again. She plays a good ball through. Could create a chance here. But Kylie Wells shot on by Safana Dean.
Substitution number 10, Sydney Sauer replaces number 25, Sydney Borgell. Ticket smarter, nothing beats the power.
Another chance for Jacksonville State, but the Owls doing a good job of making sure that no other shots are coming through on their net, but just really unable to create anything forward.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think they're making Jacksonville State uncomfortable on this half, Mateen, but it's kind of the same thing on the other half where Kennesaw State, maybe they've been comfortable, a little more comfortable than they were in the first half, but it's not managing goals. And you have to finish. You have to get those opportunities. And that's, again, that's what separates good teams from great teams. Kennesaw State's got to prove that here today.
It was a really decent ball forward by Sydney Sauer, trying to find Volrath. It's a throw in a good position. This is exactly where the Gamecocks created their goal through a throw-in. Gianni is found by the Cameron Simmons throw. Kendall Higgs. Gianni once again. Gianni with a great pass forward. Macy Rainwater gets a header on it. And that took a touch off a Gamecock last. It'll be another throw-in. It'll just be a throw-in. It will be a corner. It's got to start happening here for Kennesaw State. Gianni with a cross in. It's not completely dealt with by Morgan Lurch. It'll be another corner on the opposite side. Catherine Schreck makes that long run all the way to the other corner flag. She will.
Hey, Lurch doing exactly what she needs to do here today. She's had a terrific game. Not exactly had to make any game-changing saves so far, but she's been able to take care of what she needs to and help out her defense.
The Owls unable to challenge her in that sense. Schreck with a corner in. And it was almost found by Kendall Higgs, who had a surging run into the box.
And that's just timing right there. You have a great run of a free runner on the backside. No one is back there. The goalie was on the opposite side. That's where you need to capitalize right there.
Schreck will play back to goal. Pixton.
And right now, you can't help but just feel like there's a goal out there for the Owls. It has that feeling for it right now.
Ball bouncing all around the midfield right now. Sydney Sauer with a composed touch. Tries to play that diagonal ball out to Volrath once again, but plays it short. Kylie Wells on the left side. Her pass is cut out by Simmons. Rainwater. And really, the Owls looking like they just need to take one composed breath before sending the pass forward, Jordan.
Yeah, they're just trying to play too fast. All the passes are rushed, and they're just not in a great spot.
There's a great diagonal ball towards Prescott Beckles. But how many times have we seen Dylan Pixton have to bail her defense out? Maybe it'll be a good chance for the Owls to move forward, but Gianni unable to find Rivera. Great tackle by Catherine Schreck, and she's fouled going the other way. And Brooklyn's still wondering why it was her that got whistled for the foul and not Catherine Schreck.
Now, I think those are both really close plays. I have to go back and look at them, but she might have a gripe there either way. It certainly did not go her way, and if it was, it's just a matter of inches.
16.5 minutes left in this one. Cameron Simmons. Sauer. Diagonal ball open once again on the far side. It's Catherine Schreck. Has a good touch. Doesn't run onto that one, though.
Mark here for this year's Owl Madness on September 30th. Owl Madness will be the first chance for fans to meet this year's men's and women's basketball teams. Free food, shirts, autographs, and giveaways.
Substitute for
We will see you on the green.
the Jacksonville State Gamecocks as Prescott Beckles comes out for the goal scorer of the lone goal in this game, Cynthia Bagazzi. Gianni finds the ball on the halfway line. Sauer plays the dummy for the ball, but there's no one behind her. Ball is sent over the top of the Owls defense. Cameron Simmons deals with it perfectly. Volrath maintains possession in that right wing position. $15 minutes plus left in this one, and the Owls mining for goal here. You like that one, Jordan?
I did like that one. It's a fun booth.
Ball being played once again through the back four. That'll go the Owls' way. But it might be getting too late in this one for everything to be played through the back four at this point, Jordan.
Yeah, it's become maybe a little too aggressive in the first half, and now maybe it's a little too conservative. I think maybe if they were to switch up those two game plans, maybe this would be a different ball game right now. You got to wonder if we're gonna see Rivera show some magic here soon.
It's a great touch down by Bagazzi to find Dean. It's dealt with once again by the Owls defense. Here's Catherine Schreck galloping towards the left side. Gianni finds the ball once again. Tiana Rivera, can she be the one that makes that meaningful contribution? She dribbles to the byline, but her cross evades everybody and will go out towards the opposite side for a Jacksonville State throw.
And again, that should not be the mainstay for your attack. You can't just hope that's going to happen. You can't hope to dump it to a player and just hope that they cross and that things are just going to work out on their own. You have to be able to work it, and that's not what they've been able to do. The midfield, give some credit. The midfield, Kuko has been playing absolutely amazing. Spray as well for Jacksonville State, not really allowing anything for Kennesaw State. So it's a bit of both right now, but I'd like to see Kennesaw State become a little more creative or just a little more traditional at the same time. Just go through the middle, create things that way in a slower pace.
The Owls just been unable to be penetrative in the middle and caught ball watching there. A great ball played through, and this is Brianna Eads coming back from defense. Left shot on goal. Evades Pixon and evades the net. And the Owls, Jordan, I think they've lacked that penetration in the middle. I think the one time they had that was in the opening minute of the game, and that might have been their best chance.
Yeah, that was such a manufactured, a beautiful set that they were able to put on, and that was what I thought was going to be the tone setter, but really it's turned out just to be the outlier. And again, they are just so reliant on the flanks and on the back four to contribute to the offense. I just don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's going to be able to win you a game like this one against a very good, very tough Jacksonville State team.
Bagazzi finds Clark, will return the favor. Bagazzi out to the left side. Spray with a shot, and it's off the post. And that could have been the nail in the coffin for the Jacksonville State. Catherine Schreck deals with that cross.
Wow, you better be thanking your lucky stars that one wasn't about 6 inches underneath.
Here's Jacksonville State once again. Another shot on, and it's parried out by Dylan Pixton. She might have hurt herself on that one.
Yeah, she seems to be shaking that left hand. And then Pixton just has not really gotten a whole lot of help today. It's been a lot of isolated opportunities for Jacksonville State. Their one manufactured goal was one that she couldn't really do a whole lot about. But right now, that's just, you can't allow that, especially with about 11 minutes left and you're down. This is something that cannot happen.
Corner played in. It's cleared by Rivera. Bolrath will run on, unable to get onto it. Kendall Higgs is there. Catherine Schreck trying to cut out the danger from Lauren Lancaster, and does. Kendall Higgs on the left side. Plenty of options here available. She runs on. She cuts past her defender.
Good pass right there.
Finds Rivera, who cuts onto her left foot. And she jockeys for position with Gabrielle Clark. Still does. Ref doesn't see a foul in that. Haley Decker comes up, high up the pitch. Recycle back towards Simmons. Simmons looking for any pleading ball that she can, unable to do so. The switch is there available for Kennesaw State, and they'll take it. Catherine Schreck in plenty of space. Unable to get on that pass from Haley Decker, though. And Decker's going to have to sprint to get first to that one and play it out for a Jacksonville State throw.
And this is going to sound way too simple to really be any true analysis here, but the more momentum going toward Jacksonville State, the less it is for Kennesaw State. And with a few minutes left in the game, that's detrimental. You need all of the momentum to even be able to manufacture a good opportunity, let alone having that being taken away from Jacksonville State.
Header on by Gianni. Higgs. Gianni. And that could be played on. This could be an easy goal here, but the linesman raises his flag. Would have been a clear-cut 1-2-3 goal for Tiana Rivera and Jenna Volrath, but the pair unable to make it happen.
And you know what? I don't blame them for going offside right there. You're eager. You're trying to get ahead, and maybe sometimes, hey, maybe the ref doesn't see it. Maybe you're able to get away with one right there. Tough call. That was by far going to be the best opportunity that they had. Probably because they were offside, so I guess that's why.
Still takes the free kick. Will play all the way to Pixon. Plays it quick out to Shrek. You have to think that if that goal opportunity does come, it's going to come from this left side. But Bagazzi beats Shrek there. Miller cuts out any danger from Safana Dean.
Substitutions for Kennesaw, number 6, Ebony Clark.
A couple of last-minute substitutions, and it makes sense that we're seeing Ebony Clark coming on in this position, Jordan.
Yeah, maybe not something we would traditionally see early on throughout the year, but now you have a manufactured goal scorer. It's a tough play right there in the middle, but
a great turn there by Macy Rainwater. A little bit of a roulette, and she shepherds the ball out, maintaining possession for her side. Swinton comes back into the game. She'll play the early cross. Touchdown by Borgelt, who's come back in for Sauer. Shrek on the left side. 7.5 minutes here for the Owls to find something. Great pass forward by Shrek towards Gianni. Gianni shifts and shimmies towards the left side, puts a cross in with the right foot. It's a dangerous one. Still a chance for the shot from Swinton. Is it a shot? Is it a cross? Whatever it is, it's cleared out by Jacksonville State.
And that was the chance. That header just skates off the back of the dome. Maybe another one here.
Shrek, sliding cross. Just unable to generate the power with that slip. Decker. Gianni. Finds Borgel in the middle. But she's cut out by Dean. The Owls doing a great job of sustaining pressure, something that they haven't been able to do all game, Jordan.
Yeah, right now, Jacksonville State, they are on their heels. And then they get bailed out with that one. Got to stay on sides on that.
Tough call there.
Momentum killer right there.
Tough call there from the referee. And you can hear the black and gold faithful just as unhappy with it as the players on the pitch. Kennesaw State players, that is. Bagazzi still has gas in the tank. Decker gets one meaningful touch on it, but still, when time is running out like this, you do not want to be conceding corners with 6 minutes left on the clock.
No, you're absolutely right. You don't want to see the ball in the opposite half whatsoever. There's just no opportunity for Kennesaw State to really come back. If Jacksonville State's able to buy some time and really just play keep away, that's all they have to do. Under 6 minutes left to play, Jacksonville State could seal this one here soon.
Riley Kuko, the midfield general, puts in a left foot corner. It's dealt with by Miller. The resulting clearance only finds Jacksonville State. Brooklyn still, diagonal pass. Borgelt slips as she deals with it. Clark, still Clark. Battles with Swinton. Shot comes in from the left side, and that'll go out for a goal kick.
All right, now this is the push. 5 minutes left. This is the push. This is when they need to create, be creative. And maybe go to the wings, go to the flanks. Just try and manufacture anything. Just put the ball in a dangerous position. Kennesaw State got to start going right now.
Miller. Swinton. Clark. Back to Swinton. Plays the ball over the top. Macy, Rainwater.
I didn't see the urgency in that loose ball right there. I think that they need to have a little bit more of it. Good call going to Kennesaw State.
Cynthia Bagazzi pushes down Catherine Shrek. The Owls will get a free kick. Played with a touch by Haley Decker. Gianni. Tiana Rivera, Catherine Schreck, Kendall Higgs. Loose pass there by Miller, and Macy Rainwater gives away the free kick.
Yeah, Rainwater right there got the angle cut off. Beautiful job by the midfielder to do that, and she kind of had to hold her and able to really try and create anything and possibly take that ball away. But you get the call. Time's starting to dwindle down for the Owls to get a goal.
This game won in the midfield today by Jacksonville State. Obviously still time here for Kennesaw State to find an answer. And this will end the Kennesaw State run of 2 wins that they've accumulated.
Yeah, we just never saw the flow that we saw in the past 2 games for Kennesaw State on the attack. It just doesn't seem to be cohesive, a little sporadic. It's just a little too athletic oriented in my taste.
Still a chance here. Gianni plays a long ball through, only finds the head of Brooklyn Still, kept in by Manoy. Linesman says no, it will go the way of the Owls. Borgelt tackled hard by Bigazzi. Another free kick goes the Owls' way. Extremely lenient ref there, as Safana Dean played much closer than 10 yards to the free kick and wasn't doing anything to shepherd the forward away. Rainwater on the right side, and that ball is fumbled around with, and it'll create a corner. If it's going to come, it's going to come from here, Jordan.
Yeah, this is the chance. 2.5 left. You're going to give your best player, or the best corner kicker, see if she can put some height, get a run underneath this ball. You have got to get a healthy run and get a clean shot off.
All the defenders forward as well. Pixon comes out to the halfway line to deal with any possible danger going the other way. Schreck's corner comes in. It's headed
It's a good
down.
one.
It's put on goal by Aaron Miller, but it's a good save. Rivera turns. Higgs with the loose touch. Miller thinks she's offside. She isn't. Little back pass there to Ebony Clark, who just plays the ball right into the hands of Morgan Lurch.
Man, that was it. That was the opportunity right there. Terrific job by Lurch to cover that post. Wow. I mean, she had to cover every inch of that frame right there, and she was able to do it. Got to give a lot of credit to the keeper today.
And if Jacksonville State plays their cards right, that would be the nail in the coffin. But here's Tiana Rivera, whose pass evades everybody once again. And Lurch should be able to handle that to make this last dying minute and 15 seconds run out. The Owls running out of time and running out of opportunities, and that ball sails out for an easy throw, and that should do it.
Yeah, Kennesaw State unable to manufacture the goal, but I want to focus more on Jacksonville State. They play tough. Midfield was absolutely tremendous today. You can't really splice it any other way, as well as the keeper. You want to talk about Lurch doing everything that she had to keep the game scoreless. She's going to get a clean sheet on the year.
The third time this season that Lurch has had a clean sheet, and also the third time this season that Kennesaw State has been kept off the clean sheet. Still a chance here. Ebony Clark on the right side. If anyone knows how to manufacture a goal, it's her. Ebony Clark with a right. She can put a dangerous cross in. It's touched down, though, by Isabel Spray and cleared out. 18 seconds left on the clock. Swinton on the right side crosses it in. It's blocked. Clark touches that one down. 10 seconds left on the clock. Clark dancing with that one. Rainwater touches on the left side, crosses in, and that'll do it for the Kennesaw State Owls as they lose their 5th game of the season and will go to 4-5. And Jacksonville State wins this one 1-0. A huge result for Jacksonville State, who have been winless in their last 5 games. last 4 games. In their 5th one, come out and get the win. It'll be a long road trip for Kennesaw State as they go to Central Arkansas on September 30th. We'll be back home October 10th for Jacksonville. Jordan, me and you will be there.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. This was a classic conference game. You know, it was a fight to the end. Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. These two, they'll see a lot of each other here in the future. Got to give Jacksonville State all the credit today.
Jacksonville State win through a goal from Cynthia Bagazzi. Final scoreline is Jacksonville State 1, Kennesaw State 0. That'll do it here from Fifth Third Bank Stadium on behalf of the Kennesaw State staff. My name is Matt Rad, joined by Jordan Griffith. Thank you, and so long.